everybody, this is Andy. I'm the prop chef here at Two Perspective Studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a fast and easy replica of some ooey gooey macaroni and cheese, which pretty much everybody loves mac and cheese, right? Especially in the wintertime when you need something warm to heat your body up. So I have a bowl. This is just a bowl from the dollar store. Not expensive at all. You can use an acrylic bowl. This is a ceramic bowl. Either one is totally fine. You will also need a paper bowl to do a little bit of mixing in. Now I took a piece of foam core, which you can also find at dollar stores, Walmart, all those kinds of places. Comes in like 2 by 4, I think, sheets. You can just use it as a template, flip your bowl upside down, make some markings, cut it to size. This one's a little larger. I took one already and hot glued it to the inside of my bowl, just so that you're going to make a false bottom, in other words. All the people are going to see is what's on the very top. So this is, you'll use less product in your prop making. So I just left about maybe 3/4 of an inch on the bowl rim showing there, and that's about all you need. So I'm going to slip this out of the way. I'm going to have my paper bowl up here. Next item that you will need for this process is some 3/8 inch clear or white, if you can find it, clear or white tubing. This is just some plastic flexible tubing. You can find this at hardware stores. Amazon carries it. 3/8 is about half the size of my fingernail and the opening here, and a decent macaroni and cheese. If you want to go a little smaller, you can do that as well. So, in your bowl, what you're going to do is take that flexible hose and you're going to cut it into macaroni sized pieces. Now I have cut a cup of about 8 ounces worth. I'm not sure how many feet it was. I guess I should have measured that, how many feet it was on my my little roll of cording here, but I did not measure that. They don't all have to be exact. Just about macaroni size is totally fine. As long as you have a bowl's worth, and you can kind of measure as you go along how many you will need to cover up the top of your bowl that you have. Now you're going to be adding some sauce to this, so it just depends on how high you want your macaroni to be in your bowl. I think I will probably cut a few more pieces on this. I'm going to grab my scissors. Now this is very flexible, clear cording, and I just go along and make some snips, every 1.25 inches, I guess, is what I'm doing. Like I said, I don't measure it specifically. I just go along and snip, snip, snip. One of these packages of cording that I got from Amazon, I'm not sure exactly how much is on it, but I pretty much use, this is the 3rd bowl I have made of this mac and cheese, and I pretty much used the whole package for 3 bowls. So you can get a pretty decent yield out of one package of this stuff. You can probably find it in longer lengths for less money. You just have to shop around a little bit. So to this bowl, I'm going to be using a product that I make and sell here, and it is called icing glaze. I sell it in these 10-ounce jars. My jar is almost empty here. I'm going to grab a large popsicle stick for this. I have some already made from my last batch, and I kept it covered in a little container here. It dries in about 24 hours typically, depending on how thick you make it, but for this purpose it's typically dry overnight. This is the color that I made, and I think it looks pretty realistic for some nice macaroni and cheese color. I'm going to need some more sauce, so I'll have to make more. So let's see, I'm going to have to use my bowl for this. So I'm going to put this back in my cup. I can fit it all in here. Alright, I'm just going to put that out of the way. Now I'm going to put some more of this icing glaze. I hope I have enough in this jar. If not, I'll have to go grab some more. Now, this is my clear. It actually looks white, but when it dries, it will be clear. Anytime you add paint to this, it makes it more opaque and gives it whatever color you're trying to achieve. If you use it in this state, like if you were putting it on a fake glazed donut, this will dry clear just like the glaze on a donut. But if you add some paint to it, you will make it more like this, which will dry just like this color. Slightly darker, I have to say. It will dry slightly darker. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I got a little bit more in my bowl here, and I think we're set to go. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate what I already have into this mixture. And then I'm going to add some more paint. Now the colors that I use to get to this point, I'm going to go ahead and blend this in first. Just see what I have. The colors that I used to get to this point were orange, yellow, and white. Got a mess here. Just a very small amount of the orange, about twice the amount of yellow as orange, and then about twice the amount of white as the orange also. So it's basically 1 small part orange, 2 parts yellow, 2 parts white to this icing glaze material. Now, if you don't want or don't have this icing glaze material, you can make something similar. It's not going to be quite as smooth, but it will work. It's you will use clear silicone, 100% silicone in white. You can get that just about anywhere. Use that with some either glue or Mod Podge. You can use a clear school glue or a Mod Podge. Mix those components together about 50-50 and stir them and stir them and stir them until you can get it as smooth as you can. Then add your paint colors. You'll get something very similar to this mixture here. It just won't be quite as smooth, and it may take a little bit longer to dry, but that's an alternative for sure. So I'm actually still liking this color, so I don't think I'm going to mix up any more, but like I said, it was about 1 part orange, 2 parts yellow, 2 parts white, and then you might have to tweak it just a little bit to get the orange color that you're happy with, that you feel like is a good macaroni and cheese color. You can, I mean, people make macaroni and cheese with all kinds of cheeses, so it doesn't necessarily have to be this orangey yellow color. This is just sort of what people think of when they see macaroni and cheese. So that's what I've done here. I'm going to take my cup full of the little tube pieces that we're going to use in place of our macaroni. Now some of these do have some little printed words on there. You're going to have to make sure that when you're mixing your material in, that you want to make sure that all of the words on them are covered. You don't want to have words in your macaroni and cheese. It'll kind of spoil the effect. So basically, all I'm going to be doing is dumping my little hose pieces into the bowl. Now these are 20-ounce paper bowls that I use. I buy the extra large ones just so that I have room to work in them, and I don't have to worry about flushing materials down my drain that I don't want to go in the drain. So make sure if you're purchasing paper bowls for craft purposes, purposes such as this, that you buy the large size bowls to give you enough room to do what you want to do. So and I have these extra large, like paddle style popsicle sticks, just to make sure that it's easier to manipulate everything around without getting it all over my hands. You can also wear gloves for this. This material is totally soap and water washable. You don't need any kind of turpentine or any weird chemicals to get it off your hands. And it's basically pretty non-toxic, so you don't have to worry about that. So when I have it all mixed around, this looks like a pretty decent macaroni and cheese bowl. Now, I'm just going to take it and spread it on the top, and I'm not using any glue to get it down with because I don't need it. This stuff acts as its own glue. It dries hard, it stays shiny, and it glues itself to whatever you want it to. So I'm just going to take this a little at a time because I'm going to try not to make a mess all over the sides of the bowl. I want to keep it pretty contained, and I want to take the end of my popsicle stick and sort of knock it down to where it all stays like I would like it to, basically. Alright. And I'm going to be scraping up all the extra fake cheese sauce out of the bottom and getting it in there as well. And I want to make sure that I have it covered to the edges so that you can't see my white platform underneath there. So I'm going to spin this bowl a little bit. I'm going to try and lay them sideways along the edge and get my cheese sauce down in there so that it stays. I think you might hear my dog barking in the background. He's a big fan of cheese, as most dogs are. He probably heard me say the word cheese, and he's going to say, cheese? Where's the cheese? Okay, so I'm going to keep on layering this and spreading it out. There we go. It's a little difficult sometimes to get them to move just the way that you want, but just keep gently maneuvering them and you'll get it eventually. And then you can sort of bring it up on top like a little mound And add some of the extra sauce in where you need to. See how easy and quick this one is? And this would go great with a couple of fake hot dogs or a burger. And you want to make sure that you turn this around all the sides and make sure that you don't have any gaps. I see one down here I'm going to have to fill in. So I'll probably take one noodle, fake noodle, and put it right down there. And then I'll check for some more. And I see one over here. So whatever you have left, whatever few pieces you have left in your bowl, make sure that you position them to where it's going to cover what you're trying to cover. Alright, that's the end of the noodle pieces there. Get it off my stick. Now I'm going to make sure that I go in and I'm going to scrape out all the rest of the sauce that's down in the bowl, and I'm going to look one more time and just see where I want to place it. Probably have to go like that and pick it up again. Some right over here. Now I'm just going around and making sure, because once you leave it to dry, you won't be able to move them again. So make sure that all your pieces are exactly the way you want them and your sauce is the way you want it, so that when it dries, you're happy with the end result. Alright, I think that's got it pretty good. So that's about what we have there. Now I'm going to let this dry overnight, and when I come back, it's going to be a nice solidified bowl of macaroni and cheese. I hope you enjoyed this little video. See how quick that was? Doesn't take any time to make a fake food prop. I hope you'll try this. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the comments section. If you're looking for one of these already done to purchase, you can find them on thepropchef.com, which is our website, or on our Etsy page, which is To Perspective Studio at Etsy. So you can find us either one of those places for this and many more fake food props. This is Andy the Prop Chef signing off. See you next time on the next video. Bye.